Good morning, family. We're back at it again. About to hit the highways and byways. But sometimes you have some obstacles. I can't talk this morning. Gotta get the coffee in me. Sometimes you have some obstacles you have to overcome. And today, my obstacle is my truck won't start. Because me being a genius that I am, I left my inverter on. My inverter was on for weeks. So it drained my battery. So I'm actually jumping it so I can get rolling. I got to get over to Gas City, Indiana to pick up a load to take to New Albany, Indiana. So we're going to get that rolling. So, but hey, let's start the video. Talk to you soon.
Shake it, baby.
Well, if you haven't noticed, I didn't get out the other day in the truck because I had a hard time getting that joker battery charged up, man. It was an ordeal. It actually took me about 2.5, 3 hours to get that battery charged and get it running. So I actually got it running, let it charge up for a little minute. But I killed my battery. My inverter was on probably about 2 weeks, and it drained that battery. It drained it down. As a matter of fact, when I went into the truck, the inverter was beeping. It was just a constant like beep sound, and I knew right then and there. I was like, yeah, I got a burnt battery. So I actually had to juice it up, let the truck run for a while, shut it off, and a few hours later, it actually fired back up this morning. So, I mean, last night and this morning. So we're good to go. We're good to go. But I picked up a local load. Well, not necessarily local. It's about a 70 mile, 50 mile dead air from here. And I'm going to pick it up and take it to a place called Fort Recovery, Ohio, which is about 148 miles from here. I'm going to drop it. Well, unload it. It's a dropping hook on the pickup side, drop it on the other side, and then they head back home. It's got some stuff I got to take care of here. I got a bus I got to get out of the shop. And all those things, man. It's a lot going on. But really, this video is about, I want to talk about the state of trucking right now, man. The load board, man, I'm going to be honest with you, is real dire. A channel that I'm a fan of is Just Trucking. Love that guy. And he and I actually doing the same thing. It's funny, you know, I don't want people to think that I'm copying content off of somebody else. But I actually, you know, because our bus company is transportation, and we just instituted a livery side, or a, what I want to say, limousine side. We actually have a 2022 Yukon that we rent. It's a limousine, black car. It's black, beautiful. I'll show you some pictures of it later on. It's black tint, black leather. It's a beautiful ride. But we actually rent it out, just starting to do that, adding limousine services to our bus company. So I actually signed up with Uber and Lyft, and I was out driving Uber, picking up people, dropping them off. And, and then I got an alert on my phone with Just Trucking, and the title was, am I trucking or am I Ubering? And I said, you get out of here. You got to be killing me. Yeah, this is what's going on, man, because the low board is what it is, man. So I'm going to just show you all some examples of some low board activity. I'm going to show you some on Landstar's low board, and I'm also show you some on Trucking Smart's low board, man, and particularly in the Midwest. Just want to kind of show you what the Midwest is looking like. It's scary. It's scary, man. We don't know what's going on, man. But trucking is not looking good right now. It's got to get better. It will get better. But right now, I'm not liking what I see. And it's hard for me to get out. So let me do that. Let me get this mirroring thing on my phone going, and I'm going to show you some stuff that I'm seeing on the road here. We're going to It's going to set up just a criteria. So I'm going to show basically, I'm going to put Gary, Indiana. That's where I'm from. I'm going to do a radius of about 150 miles. Sometimes I stretch it out that far. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I do 75 just to kind of give me the Chicagoland area, just to stay in that area. But I'm going to stretch it out because I don't want no one to say, oh, you didn't reach your radius out enough to find a decent load. But we're just going to see what we can find picking up in this radius and going in the Midwest. So I'm going to put Midwest, 12 of 12. So that's all the states that's listed amongst the Midwest states and so forth. So here we are. Pickup date. I'm going to do pickup date tomorrow, which is the 8th of February. We got 614 results. But I'm going to narrow it down right now by trailer. I do expedited in van. So here we are. I'm not going to touch the money because I just want you to see everything. Normally, I try to do a search around $3 minimum, about $1,500 minimum gross. But I'm going to keep that open just for now. It gives us 445 results. So I just want to show you the range of numbers that we got here. So let's go ahead and hit that. Here we are. So we're looking at Freeport, Illinois, with one stop, Dixon, North Dakota. That's 866 miles. That's 2794 gross revenue, 323 a mile. Now, understand these numbers also include the line haul as well as the fuel surcharge that we'll get on that load. And in most cases, most won't put the fuel surcharge, but in this case, it's a tire load. So it's 2 stops, and we got 2,200 is the line haul. Rate per mile is 323. Out of that, we have accessorials, which would include, because it's not itemized, it's not broken down. That could include the fuel surcharge as well as loading, unloading fee for you or payment to you as the driver. 18,000 pound load. You got 866 mile, 128 mile deadhead for me with one stop. Okay, so I just wanted to just show you how it would look if you are a BCO and what it would look like for you looking at it. It is a preloaded trailer, which is cool. You get there and get out. This is when it delivers. Picks up on the 7th, between the 7th at midnight and the 8th at 11:59. So you get a day to pick it up. It delivers by the 9th or really by the 10th, by 3 p.m. So we got a little bit of a window with it. Preloaded, direct shipping. So I just wanted to show you that as an example. But let's look at some rates, y'all. Let's look at some rates. So we're looking at 780 miles, 843 miles, sitting around 334, mile rate per mile, which you're looking at. That's good. That's bringing in a little bit more. Oak Creek, Wisconsin, going to Strongville, Ohio, which is part of the Akron area, south of Cleveland. 44,000 pound, a little bit out of my range. I like to run that heavy. 1,800 gross revenue, 442 rate per mile. So you're going to find in the Midwest, and particularly, there's going to be a wide range, but there's going to be some criteria. A lot of these loads are going to be heavy, which is what I've been seeing lately. Here's one, Porter, Indiana, which is not that far from me, going to Mays, Kansas. 716 miles for 1,795 gross, 251 per mile, 44,000, almost 45,000 pounds. It's an overnight run, which kind of helps the situation. You can get a load off in a day and still have the opportunity to run other moves, but there's a lot of miles on that. You're going to have to run hard in order to do that in one shift, of course. But then you're heavy, and you're not getting $3 a mile. You're not getting it. 281 a mile, 7,000 pound load, The weight ain't that right, ain't that bad. Sturgis, which is about from where I'm at, from Gary, Portage, the Northwest Indiana area. This is probably hour and a half, 2 hours east. Then you're going to run down to Lenexa, Kansas, which is in the Kansas City area. 622 miles, 7,000 pound load. That's nice. But you're looking at 281 per mile. Again, this rate includes your fuel surcharge. So out of this, obviously, if you break out the fuel surcharge, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to see it here, no. So you're not going to see it. The accessorials is zero, but you do have a fuel surcharge in there. So if you broke that out of there, it could be around maybe 250 dollars with this. I can't remember what the percentage is this week for the fuel surcharge, but so if it was 250, let's go ahead and take that out. You're looking at 1,500 plus Landstar's 35% that you're looking at broke out of that. So keep that in mind. So I'm looking at 99-mile deadhead for me and a total of 622 mile for this run. So just kind of let's go down a little bit further. Let's see what else we got. Grand Rapids to Maple Grove, Minnesota. $1,700, 593 miles, 40,000 pounds. This is what I've been talking about. The rates that are okay, not great, but okay. They're heavy. They're heavy loads. But you're looking at 287 per mile. Again, that's not including the Landstar 35%, nor the fuel surcharge that'll be broken out from there. You're just looking at, to hear somebody else's pace this load on. Burr Oak, Michigan to the next Kansas, 629 miles, $1,650. This is a far cry from what we saw in 2021. I'm telling you, that was a 22 to 2,500 mile dollar load at the least. Then, I mean, times have changed, y'all. Times have really changed. Bloomington, Illinois to Hutchinson, Kansas, 587 for 1,600 miles. $1,600 for 587 miles. That's 273 per mile. I mean, I was trying to look for something to be a little closer, which is one of the issues I was having. I had to blow up a few loads this week because of the issue I had with my tractor. I wasn't able to get out and get the load that was going to take me where I needed to be to get those loads that I had scheduled. But this is what we're looking at, y'all. I'm just going to scroll up, I'll do it slowly so you all can see some of the freight we got going on in the Midwest. Look at it. Someone posted this load up 138 million times. I'm unbelievable. Another issue I'm having is I'm calling for loads and the agents aren't taking these loads down. I've called for maybe 6 or 7 loads and the load, I covered this already. I've covered this a day ago. It is still on the load board. Take it off the load board. Take it off the load board. Here we are, Lockport, Illinois, going to Duluth, Minnesota. Way up there. $1,400, 8,000 pounds, light load, thank God. 313 per mile. This load was posted 6 hours ago. Here we are, Mantino, Illinois, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 593 miles, $14.45, $2.44 per mile. I mean, it's a wide range. There's that load again. Grand Rapids to Maple Grove, Minnesota. I mean, it's posted again. There it is. Munster, Indiana, going to St. Joseph, Missouri. 482 miles for 1410, 293 per mile. Goshen, Indiana to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Here's that load posted again. 213 per mile. There we are. Cicero to Kansas City, 282 per mile. 44,000 pound load, however. I mean, this is what we're looking at in the Midwest right now. Here I do this. Let's look at what loads look like going down to to the south, Florida. We're going to get a lot of Florida. I'm show you what this Florida stuff is looking like. 452 results. Again, this is going to the south. Here we are, Waukesha, Wisconsin. Going to Virginia, Front Royal, Virginia. That's not a bad paying low. I take that back. So this must have stops. Look at this. 2,650-mile run for $6,459 in the revenue. Total revenue, $244 per mile. This has 6 stops, y'all. Let's see what it breaks down in terms of accessorial. So a $6,000 line haul. Remember, Landstar's going to get 35% of that. And they broke out $422.28. I'm assuming that's going to be for stops as well as your fuel surcharge. This is not a great load. This will take up your week. Put it that way, you won't have to worry about looking for another load. But you got over 2,600 miles on this. I can't tell you what the commodity of this is. It picks up on the 8th and it delivers by the 16th. Now, what do we have here? I can't tell you what this is. This could be a load of doors, something like that. I can't. Don't get me speculate. I'm sorry. But yeah, just yeah, here we are, Florida, Valparaiso, Indiana, right on my neck, right on my back door here, going to Orlando. Picks up on the 8th, delivers on the 10th. 3,900, 5,000 pound. That's not a bad paying load. $3.56 per mile. They haven't broken out any accessorials, so fuel surcharge will be in there. 1,093, beautiful for me, 17-mile deadhead. However, I don't feel like going down there right now because I'm staying home for the Super Bowl. Believe it or not, that's all right. New Paris, Indiana, Fort Myers, Florida. $3,700 total gross, 1,200 miles, 308 per mile, 17,000 pound load. You're going to see good loads going in. Let's see how many loads we got coming out of there. So we got 12 loads coming out of Fort Myers during that time, and they're going to Chino, California, Northfield, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Bradenton, Missouri. And look at the numbers on this. My goodness. Look at the rate, y'all. Florida. Oh my goodness. Florida is just disrespectful, y'all. $1.29, $1.29, $1.35, $1.40, $1.24. It's just unbelievable. I know those of us who know Florida understand why. There's just not any industry there. They don't make anything in Florida. Everything goes into Florida. Not a lot come out. Watermelon, a lot of the grocery goes in there. Flowers come out. Maybe prescription pills, that type of deal. But there isn't much that comes out of it because there's just no industry down there. Look at it, this ain't bad, but it only goes 152 miles, $500. It's 329, but you're just basically hopping up to the tip of Florida of that. Jackson, Georgia, $1.04 per mile. I mean, you're just basically paying for fuel to get out of the state of Florida. Yeah, y'all. So this is it. I'll do more of this. This is if those of you who follow me, I finally figured out how to do this with sound. So this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this now. I'll do more of this. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you what's going on in the trucking world, man. It's just the numbers. It's you really got to be strategic. You really got to be strategic. Fuel prices came down, but not enough, in my opinion. It needs to come down a little bit more to kind of match the rates that we're dealing with. Simple as that. But Landstar's board in terms of numbers it's not bad. I'm going to show you another app that I have that I go on just to kind of peruse some of the freight that's out there and the numbers kind of compared to Landstar's low board. Landstar's low board, the numbers are, in my opinion, what I've seen are greater. They really are. It's amazing how that's able to be done with Landstar. But let's do that. Let's do that. All right, here's a site by the name of Truck Smarter. I like it. I won't be able to use it much longer because I don't have my own authority, nor am I a broker. But I've been using it for a little bit here until they kick me off by March 30th. But here are some local moves here. This is Addison, Indiana to Indianapolis, 450 per mile. Excuse me, $450, 978 per mile. This ain't bad, especially if you're running locally around the neighborhood. I would love to have access to some of this stuff to kind of just move locally. Here we are, Morris, Illinois to Danville. Not that big of a jump. 125 miles, $700, 561. The question is, how many of these can you do a day? You know what I mean? You get 2 of these a day, you're looking pretty good. 625 on $4.93 a mile, 127 miles. Aurora to Urbana, 2-hour run, $625. If you're able to get that off quickly, get loaded and get it off real quickly, that'd be great. This right here is an overnight run, it looks like. Picks up, delivers early in the morning. 575 for $4.57 per mile. Dalton, Illinois to Champaign. And this is about right around the Midwest. Maybe be able to get a little bit more because the question is how many can you do per day? That's the question. You're going to at least get a outbound and inbound load. Here we are, 1,050, 256 miles at 410 per mile. Going from Aurora to Lansing, Michigan. Not bad as a reefer load, 20,000 pounds. $1,000 going 255 miles at 393 per mile. I mean, the Midwest is where you got to be at, y'all. Just look at the breakdown. Midwest is not bad. Not bad. These are all Midwest loads here. Bourbonnais, which is Kankakee, Shelbyville, Indiana. $3.63 per mile. So we got here $1,600, 441 miles, 117 miles, 363 per mile. Champaign to West Wintersville, Ohio. These are reefer loads here. Flatbed, little mixture of it all. $1,300 for 359 miles as a flatbed. Porter, Indiana going to Eau Claire. $362 per mile. Pick that up. When does it pick up? Picks up on the 7th, delivers on the 8th. Overnight run. That's not bad, I guess. You try not to compare these to 2021. That's the struggle, y'all. Just do not think about 2021. 2021 is over and done with. We're in a new era of trucking. You need to recalibrate your brain as such. It's been a struggle for me to do that, but I've wrapped my head around it, and here we are. Let's trucking. It's trucking, baby. Let's keep trucking, y'all. So I just wanted to show y'all that, y'all. Just wanted to show you that. All right, y'all seen those numbers, man. I'm mixed. I really am a mix, man, with what trucking is doing right now. I know things should pick up in the summertime, maybe the spring. Weather breaks, all that good stuff. People start shipping more. I can't say whether it's bad or good, honestly. It ain't 2021. Just gotta kind of keep that in your forefront. But I'm not going to say trucking is bad, but I'm not going to say it's good either. Trucking prices are down. That's good. You can get a truck now. You don't have to put $1,000 million down to get a truck. Lone Mountain, it's about $9,000 down. It's about $4,000 more than it was in 2020. More, but hey, you still have a fighting chance to get into the industry. You can make moves. You can do it. You're just not print money anymore. That's all. You really gotta hone down your spending in terms of fuel. Make sure you fuel where you're supposed to to fuel at, those types of things. Cut back on the idling, but I don't know, y'all. You know, it's not that it's bad, but it ain't great either. You know what I mean? So I'll do more of that, you know, showing the low board, you know, now that I know how to do it. You know, maybe we'll do requests. I don't know about all that. I will see. But just wanted to show you what the numbers are like. That's Midwest. There's the South. You know, process it the way you think. You know, everyone's opinion on what trucking and what the numbers should be are different. You know, again, we always talk about that. Is it based on what you need to make? Yeah, I can't say if it's good or it's bad. You know, you can still make money. I'm gonna say it again. I sound like a repeating bull. I mean, I don't know. I'm repeating myself. It's good or bad, you can make money. You're just not gonna make as much as you was making. That's all. So, with that being said, y'all, let's just keep trucking. I'll be out there probably tomorrow evening. I got a quick run that I'm gonna do. Drop and hook or pick up a preloaded trailer and go deliver it live on load. Then I'm gonna mosey on back here. We're expecting some heavy winds in this region come Thursday for about a 12-hour span. They're talking 50, 60 mile an hour wind. So I want to be off that road because I'm gonna be pretty light and I just rather not. Simple as that. So, hey y'all, you know what I always say, keep doing what you're doing so you can see what it does. We'll see you guys in the next video.